Moving on from question 6 of logical reasoning drill set number 9 over at lawhub.lsac.org, we see question 7. We've already got the highlight tool ready to go, and we can see we are being asked if the ethicist statements are true, which one of the following must also be true. So this is an inference task. We know we have to find something that is guaranteed to be true based on the statements on the left, and we're going to highlight those statements as we go in individual different colors to distinguish them so that we can hopefully avoid the need for conditionally diagramming information in the digital LSAT era. So we read the ethicist statements. The majority of genuinely altruistic actions are morally good, though some are not morally required. Because we're talking about the same population, I'm going to highlight this sentence in just one color, because that way we know the majority of genuinely altruistic actions are morally good, and some of the genuinely altruistic actions are not morally required. That's all we know about that second statement, but we need to make sure that we're relating that not morally required to the majority of genuinely altruistic actions, or at least the subpopulation of some genuinely altruistic actions. So we'll change our color. Even so, social contract theory shows that at least some types of self-centered actions also turn out to be morally good. So we'll highlight everything after even so. You can leave out the transitions as you're highlighting just to simplify what you're going to have to read and cross-check against once we get to the answer choices. Selecting the yellow highlight, we have still one trait that is common to all morally good actions is that the agent is careful not to harm others. So this one we can almost imagine as a conditional. If it's a morally good action, the agent is careful not to harm others. It'd be just like morally good, not harm. Don't want to diagram it. Hopefully I understand what's happening in that yellow statement by itself. Thank you for watching this LSAT explanation video of an official practice problem over at lawhub.lsac.org. If you're enjoying the explanation, please consider becoming a MyGuru member to get early and exclusive access to additional explanation problems to help you on your LSAT journey. You can also like the video and subscribe to become notified when additional practice explanation videos are produced by MyGuru. But for now, let's get back to this explanation. So now we go to our answer choices and we focus on whichever individual statement is most relevant based on the terms that are in that choice. So starting with choice A, all actions wherein the agent is careful not to harm others are morally good actions. Well, we've got to be focused on our yellow highlight here. And we know that this morally good was our sufficient condition, and then careful not to harm others was the necessary condition. So if we've got all actions when you're not harming others, that turns this into the sufficient condition. So this is actually a conditional reversal, a logical fallacy you should be familiar with, and we can eliminate choice A as just something that is not guaranteed to be true. Then choice B, most actions wherein the agent is careful not to harm others are genuinely altruistic actions. Well, again, the agent being careful not to harm others is only in this yellow highlight, and that's a necessary condition, not a sufficient one. So again, B, we can eliminate hopefully pretty quickly because we're just like, we don't know anything about the reversal of that yellow statement conditionally. Then choice C, many actions that are morally required are not genuinely altruistic actions. So now we're going to go to our orange because that's our first statement up here. So we know that we are talking about some that are not morally required. Okay, so that just means that there are some that are morally required. We don't know anything about the quantity of those actions, though, that are morally required. So that's going to need additional information again. You just focus on the one aspect and the quantifiers. You should be able to eliminate C, hopefully pretty directly. Then choice D, we've got some actions wherein the agent is careful not to harm others are self-centered actions. So we've got to start with our yellow here, where we've got careful not to harm others. And we know that that only comes from all morally good actions. And that is connected to what's in pink of self-centered actions. So we know that some types of self-centered actions are morally good. And if they're morally good, then they are not the agent is careful not to harm others. So this is really just a transitive logic chain that is 100% guaranteed to be true from the pink to the yellow, because we know that the pink has some types of self-centered actions are morally good, and morally good guarantees the agent is careful not to harm others. Again, try to do this without diagramming, but by highlighting in individual colors and focusing just on the specific terms, you should be able to see how choice D is just linking the pink and the yellow statements. And then choice E, all actions that are not morally required are self-centered actions. Well, we only talked about some up there in that orange. I highlighted in yellow here. I might, if I was being a little bit more careful, just highlight it in orange, but I don't know anything about all actions that are not morally required, just based on the statement about some that are morally required in the orange statement that starts the ethicist claim, or the ethicist position. So we can eliminate choice E, and again, you can see highlighting specifically is really the way to guarantee efficiency without conditional diagramming to determine what must be true with an inference task, such as number 7 here from drill set number 9.